G'day and welcome back to Transport Fever 2. We are back at it in our sandbox. A couple of things we've done while we've been off camera. We did have a bit of an issue with our save game. It was caused by a power outage here, but we've resurrected it and we've sort of continued on just a little bit. So what we've done is firstly we've renamed a couple of our cities. They've been renamed in relation to some people on that support the channel, all that sort of stuff. So we have Jimmyville here. That's our main city that we started with. So it's actually progressing. We've got all our normal bus routes that we set up in our first episode there. We now have Eustace Foods down here. That's our food production area. So that's all up and running. We've got some trains banked up here trying to get all this stuff in. We did have an issue as well. We didn't have some of the food being collected because we had no demand in Jimmyville. So we've fixed that up and hopefully we've got a bit more demand going, although it's still not 100%. Down here we have O'Brien on Kent. This used to be a Shime Kent or whatever it was. That's now been renamed, but it's not had many changes in there as well. And of course, down here we have our main city somewhere. No, that's further down. Then we have Crankyville, named after DJ Cranky Pants. Anyway, so that's as per normal. So there are three main cities we started with. Okay, so we had the three cities. Bit of an intra-city transport and intercity transport, plus we had the food production from the farms to the farm, or the food processing plant, now known as Eustace Foods. What we also did is we come over here and we've actually turned on proper sandbox mode. We didn't have sandbox mode turned on, which we do now. And what we also did over here is we actually created a bigger city. So Fukuoka, or Fukuoka, whatever the hell you pronounce it, it's been grown. So I've added another two areas here. This is actually added by the town section down here. So we've actually got suburbs. So this will be renamed a little bit later on. But we set up a intra-city transport for all the buses going around here just to get people moving about and in preparation for us to come in here and put in most likely a passenger train station. But we could also put an airport in here. I mean, it's going to be big enough to demand that. And lastly, we also went over here, lastly, we went to Pyongyang. As you can see over here, we've got some transport running over there. Again, it's just the buses to get some stuff going there. And over here, we created another new city called Greater Grizzly, named after our good friend Grizzly Bear Sims. And it's got a couple of suburbs being Bear Downs and Lesser Grizzly. So that one is growing as well. We've got some bus routes going around there, linking that all together. And again, we're going to link that up with a train as well. Now, in doing that, why we did that was basically we were struggling with money with just those three towns or three little cities and trying to get it going. Whereas now we've actually got to the point where we're making a fair bit of money, in part thanks to what we've done with the other cities. So as you can see, here's all our buses that we've created, our bus lines for our other little towns and stuff. And it's actually created some money. Our trains are now a lot more profitable. Although this line 13 is constantly struggling to get any business there. But our other passenger trains up here are actually doing quite well. So we got 668 from that one there, 318 from that farm delivery system there. So what we need to do now is we need to get some more passenger trains running and getting a profit. So what the plan is I'm going to join up Greater Grizzly and Fukuoka, or whatever we're going to rename it, up here. That's the next main goal. We'll get that line running separately. And then at some point, we'll look at joining these up here into this terminus line down here and also get Pyongyang. In fact, what we might do is we might as well get Pyongyang hooked up with Crankyville because there's a passenger train station here. So we just need to add another line in here for the station, another platform. And we can bring him down and go through there. All right, so that's the plan for today. So let's get in and do it. So where we got Greater Grizzlies over here. I think what we might do is we might actually, we don't have an actual bus station as yet. I've just got the actual stations going through that. At least we do. It's over here. It is over here where I wanted it. So that's okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our train station down here and up. So it goes up through here. And then we're going to go up probably, around the lake and then up to our other city up there. So to do that, we're going to do a little bit of maintenance in here. Now, we haven't got any transport hubs going up through here. That's okay. But I am going to do a pause while I work on this anyway. So, what we're going to do. Now, we are going to put the road. Okay, I like to have a nice straight road where I can. So we're going to make that nice and straight. So we found that basically if you join up, it tends to want to always have a bit of a curve. Whereas if you just put it out on its own and then join them up like so, you get a better result, although it's still done a bit of a dogleg in there, but that's okay. Right, so what we're going to do now is we're then going to join this up to our road here, like so, and then we're going to delete this section here out. There we go, like that. Now, what I'm hoping for is this bus station here will still be enabled by the train station when we put it in here, because we're going to put in a big train station. I'm hoping we've got the cash for it. And then we're going to expand out. I don't want to go too big though, because I don't want to actually be broke again. So we're going to have a look at this passenger terminus station. We'll set him up and line him up. No, it looks like it's not going to go with the bus station. So we'll just have to put a bus stop down here and link it up with the bus station, but that'll be fine. All right. So we're going to make it a 320 meter long one because we want it to give us the maximum length available for progress reasons. If we go for a 4 platform, it's going to cost us $1 million. Now, I think we'll cut that back. I think we'll just do the 2. Now, the reason being is we can leave the space there and we can expand out to the left and the right. But by doing that, we've also got to buy trains. Now, trains aren't cheap either. So we need to be careful what we do there. Now, where are we going to go with this guy? I'm thinking we're going to slot him straight into here. So he's sort of semi-industrial. He's in the industrial area, but that's okay. We can deal with that. So we're going to bring him into here. And this station here, obviously, all the stations pretty much will be a joint passenger and cargo. So we'll put him straight into there. Right. So that's our 2 stations. Right. So we've got to go from there to here. And we've got $1 million left. All right. So let's see how we go. What we're going to do is I think in the interim, we're just going to do single line. So what we'll do is we'll go in here and go straight out for you. And then we're just going to link up like so. Nice and simple. Right. And then we're just going to bring the line out. Try and, in fact, what we'll do, we will bring out our layers, our contours. Right, so it's all fairly flat through there, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue. So we're just going to bring it straight out through here. As you can see, that's still $178,000 we've gone through very quickly. And there, in fact, what we might do is we might get this started again. Get some money coming back in. Now that we are actually at all our maximum loan amount at the moment as well, so we do have to keep that in mind. We do want to start making some money and paying that back. We want to clear that loan off as quick as we possibly can. Now, here we need to keep as much space as possible to join this up. Now, as you can see, we've really run our cash down. So we want to be very, very careful because we're going to start paying maintenance and all that on these stations straight away. And bring that into there and bring that across. Now, if I'm only going to do 1 train on this line at the moment, that's not going to be so much of an issue. There we go, got 460 again now. So we've got a bit of profit back in there. And that gives us enough that we can join that up there like that. All right, so the line is connected. So that's the connection between Greater Grizzly and Foucault, whatever it is. All right. Now, first thing we're going to need is we're going to need a train depot. And I think for location reasons, I think over here might be about the best we can do. So we're going to put him in over there like that. We'll connect him straight in like that. And like that. There we go. All right, and we are just going to put the signals in just so we have them ready to go. Signals, not one way, but we want to give way that way, and we want to give way that way. All right, now, that's all well and good. All right, as you can see, we've gone negative. Let's hope we can get some money back in. We've got to get these guys bringing us in some money. 277. Right, now the problem we're going to have, like I said, is the cost of the locos. So we're going to set a new line. Now we're going to start off here at Grizzly, Greater Grizzly, and then we're going to head over here. So there's our line, all right? So it's actually got a Tainen, but that's okay. All right. Now, let's have a look and see how much it's going to cost us. If we were to go in here and buy our strongest and newest locomotive, that's going to cost us $1.6 million, and we don't have that. So we might have to look at small time. Now even that is $689,000. So we're not going to be ready to buy that just yet, because $689 for that, and then some passenger wagons. We don't want the Russo Bolts, we want the Pudilovs. Just purely from a capacity reason, I think that's probably better to go. And they're $654 each. Then again, maybe we should go the Russo Bolts and just save some money. Anyway, that's that for now. We can't do any more until we get a good amount of cash behind us again. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it on fast time, and we're going to come up here and have a look and see what else is going on. So up here at Crankyville, we haven't got any food. We have got food coming down in here, have we? Or is that a passenger? No, it's passenger. So we haven't got any food coming down here, but we could actually probably start bringing some food down here as well. But again, that relates to having a train that can do that. Now what we could do is we could actually change the route of the trains. We could send a train from here down to there as an additional. I'm gonna have a look in here. We've got plenty of production there. What we could do, go line 10. So he's bringing in a fair bit of money, and quite regularly, by bringing the goods from the farm. Now, what we also really need to do is we need to bring some more goods in. So that's being very profitable there. So a quick and easy way of increasing our profits would be to expand this line out and interact and get some product from these farms here. Now, what would be the quickest and easiest way to do that? We'll get rid of him because he's noisy. Okay, I think obviously he's going to be the quickest and easiest to get to. And I think we might just get rid of those fields and just come straight in there. I think that's probably the best bet. Let's just do that. So it'd be quick and easy and relatively cheap. So we're going to go a cargo terminal station. We're going to go 120 meters. We're only going to go one platform. And we're going to rotate. Right. But the cost to remove that field is $200,000. So that's not achievable either. Right. So what we'll do is we'll go now. That should pick that up. But as you can see, we've dropped money. So we can't do that at the moment. All right. There we go. Now we can do it. Let's put him in very quickly there like that. Right. He should start picking that up, I would hope. Now, we're going to run the rail line around here very quickly. We're going to go tracks. And we're just going to hopefully, oops, with as little fanfare and problems as possible. We're just going to run this up. Hopefully it won't cost us too much because we've only got a limited amount of money to use. Hopefully we can get him up here. And then what we can do is we've currently got two trains going to this station up here. So what we can do is we can use one of them to come up here instead. And that way, we can start getting a bit of extra profit, hopefully. And it should help our bottom line. And bring him across. We don't want to do as much as minimal amount of terrain work like this that we can, because it costs extra money. So we want to just try and stay pretty close to the lay of the land, which in doing that though, it just means the loco has a bit more work to do, because it's going to go up and down hills as opposed to just cutting through them with a cutaway. How do I do that? Do it bit by bit if we have to. Alright, now what we want to do is we want to bring him in. He's going to have to come in there. That's okay. We can do that. He's going to have to come in fairly shallow. Oh, we might just do it, you know. Yeah, we'll do it. Okay, so we're going to bring him in now, and we're going to interface into here, like so. There we go. He's in. And we're going to put a double slip switch there. So what that enables us to do is this line here can then go out here. So go outbound from the farm to the processing plant, and then inbound it can come in and go through this line here. Okay. So what we are going to do though is we're going to put a signal in here. And that is going to be giving way there. Now that'll give way to any train that's on the section that's tracked between that signal on both these sides of the lines all the way through to here. So these lines will have priority. All right, so that's that done. Now, what we need to do now is one of these guys here has to change their route. So we're going to go, selecting, there he is. So on line 10, we have 2 trains. So what we're going to do is we want to configure, well, in fact, what we're going to do first, we need to set a new line. So new line is going to be from there to there. There we go. So from Harbin to Shimkent Central. That's all well and good. Right. Now, this bloke here, what we're going to do is we're going to let him finish his run. So we're going to start this up again. And then we're going to change his route. He's going to come in. That guy is going to wait nice and politely. Right. Now we pause it. And this guy here is going to go from being on line 10 to configure vehicles. Train. Oh, hang on. Let's just double check which train it is. It is train 2. Right. So train 2. Configure vehicle, that's where I wanted to go. Train 2, we want to put him on line 23. Now, the other thing this is doing at the moment is it's sharing that platform. Okay, so all these trains coming here are sharing the platform. What we want to do is we want to get rid of that. So what we can do is hopefully we'll just have enough money to complete this. So we're going to bring this line round. Like that. Bring you around there like that as well. And then we are going to, now you can only do this when you pause, otherwise it'll cause all heartache in the world, because they'll no longer have access to the railway station. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to bring that line into here. So nothing's changed. We're still keeping it on that same one-way direction. Okay. Like so. And then you like so. Now, that's all well and done. So we're going to put another signal in here. And we're going to have one way, yes, because it's going to go one way up there, one way down there. All right, so that's coming in through there. And so this gives access to these rail lines to take any of these platforms. Okay, and that's great. That's what we want to do. Right, so currently our purple line and our green line, which is going off to these two, where I get the camera right, these two farms up here are sharing the same platform. We don't want that because that means one of the trains is going to be held up here waiting. So what we're going to do with this guy here, from Shymkent Central, we're going to move him to line 3, okay? And that moves him into here. So now that means that these trains have separate stations to use. And hopefully that will mean that we can actually get things going smoother. Okay, so we're rudely interrupted by the dog barking then. So what we're going to have, as we were trying to say before, you should have one train heading down at this line up through here, and then he'll come back down into a separate station on this line here, or a different platform to what the other line will take. Now, he's up through here. What's he waiting there for? Oh, it's on pause. That's why. Let's keep that going. Okay, turn that down. Okay, so he's going to be heading over in here. We already see we've got demand here, so that's going to start building up nicely. So we're going to have him go in. We're going to see how much he's going to collect. Okay, so there's only 3 there at the moment. That's okay. But he's going to come back down here and offload into here. And then that will get this cycle going, which means we've got a lot more wheat coming in to Eustace Foods. And then therefore we should also be producing a lot more. Because as you can see here, our demand has now outstripped what we've got sitting there. So there you go. All right, now. Money, we're still negative, so we need to get that fixed. So hopefully this guy up here will start really getting into the money and getting that flowing for us, which will be good. The train platform here is chockers. We're waiting for this guy here to fill up, which he's not going to do because there's no supplies there. Now he's the problematic line at the moment that's not actually getting anything and filling up. So we'll have to sort of play around with him probably a little bit more and just see exactly how we can get him working properly. Now here comes the first train. So he's the first one that's come down. He's the one that didn't change. Now this one here is the new line to that new section. So he's going to come in. He comes in the platform here. He's going to offload. This guy can go. So we're not getting any of the hold up through here, which is great. So he'll go off. Once he clears that signal, he'll continue on and off the circle goes. Now, over here at Harbin, we've got 4 waiting for us there, so that'll just continue to build up. So that'll continue to grow, while we've got 229 over here. So really, we do need a second train running that line, and that's what we'll look at doing once we've got enough money to do so. But let's have a look at our funds here at the moment. Our freight is certainly not making as much money as it probably should, which is a problem with that line 13, certainly. It's taking a big hit on our finances. So what we might have to do, we might have to get rid of... In fact, what we might do, let's do this. Let's move him onto line 10. Right, so we're going to take him, configure vehicle, move him to line 10. And that will mean that we should be able to get some more stock into here, and then we can try and sort out the demand going out here and selling the end product as well. Right, so he should now be going up. He's set for line 10, so he'll go up. He'll follow this guy up through here and offload from here. So we've got effectively 3 trains feeding raw supplies into Eustace Foods here. All right. So that gets that up and running, hopefully. What can we do next? Got plenty of passengers here waiting. They're waiting on line 4. I don't know what the exclamation mark's for. We've got plenty waiting there at the train platform as well. Alright. So they're all happy. They're all singing and dancing. I'm really not sure why we weren't getting the... I don't know why these guys here, instead of taking the wood, we're supposed to be taking the food and bringing it in here, but somehow we just don't have the right amount of demand. Now, if we have a look at our cargo, they were coming into these stops here to drop off the cargo, but for some reason it just wasn't getting that demand going through. So that's why we've moved that across. Now, these guys have now been up and down, I would say at least twice, or once at least, I should say. And as you can see here, our stockpile is building up again. So if we have a look in here, line 10 is actually quite profitable. In fact, actually, let's have a look. Maybe he's... Right. Let's see why he's not picking that up. Pause that there for a second. So line 10. Okay. So at the halt, we should be load, unload. We want to be loading that and we're going to wait for a full load. And here we want to unload that. All right, let's see how this goes. That should hopefully fix that up. Right, so let's select him again. Take it off pause. We're going to get him to go back and see if we can get him to reset. Right, now he's not picking up. Now, I don't know why he's not doing that, because he certainly... Right, let's have a look at those carriages. I'm pretty sure those carriages are okay. Configure. Going here. Cargo. Okay. So we need to change. So that's the problem. So the carriages aren't compatible with carrying the wheat, or the grain. We need to sell them off, and then we need to get these ones. So if we're going to add those in, what we might do is we might just go like that. That should give us a bit of a refund. Let's replace them. Train doesn't have a locomotive. Okay, well, let's leave that for now. All right, so we're going to leave that. That's a bit of a problem. All right, we'll come back and fix that, and we're going to have to do that probably in the next episode, or we'll fix that off camera and get this running smoothly. So what we're going to do is we'll run it on a little bit as well, see if we can get a bit of our cash built up again, and we want to get that train running from Greater Grizzly to up here to Fukuoka. Now, that's going to be a big toll on the finances, so we'll let it play through a little bit and see what we can get in the range of money. And so, until next time, we'll be back here at Transport Fever. I'd like to thank Urban Games again for the early access to this game. The game is released in Australia on the 12th of December, on the 11th of December, throughout the rest of the world. And it's a wonderful game. I'm really enjoying it. The challenge is always actually remaining financially viable, and we're having trouble doing that at the moment. But I'm sure you can probably do as well, if not better than us. Anyway, thanks again to Urban Games, and we'll see you again very, very soon back here on Transport Fever 2. Thanks very much for watching. See you later. Bye.